Welcome to The Late Show. I am your host, Stephen Colbert. Once again, well, here we are. Here we are. Once again, Trump wants to fire somebody, but in a refreshing change of pace, it's not Donald. Because today we found out that in a stunning move, First Lady Melania Trump is calling for the firing of Deputy National Security Advisor Mira Ricardel. I assume Melania is doing it with her traditional goodbye gift, a jacket that says, "You don't really work here anymore, do you?" Apparently, the First Lady's team suspect Ms. Ricardel is behind some negative stories about Mrs. Trump and her staff, although an anonymous inside source is quoted as saying, "No, I'm not. I mean, she's not. Whatever. I got to pack my stuff." Earlier today, the First Lady's communication director put out this blistering statement about Ricardel. It is the position of the office of the First Lady that she no longer deserves the honor of serving in this White House. That is a classy way to diss somebody.
Man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Furthermore, it is the position of this office that the First Lady will cut a bitch.
Oh, my.
Okay?
Testing.
Have that engraved on some stationery and sent over. This story has unearthed some juicy behind-the-scenes details about the First Lady's relationship with Chief of Staff John Kelly. Apparently, Melania raised concerns with her husband earlier this year that Kelly had denied requests to promote some of her aides. The president was furious and told Kelly to give the First Lady what she wanted, saying, "I don't need this."
Wow.
Oh.
Choice words.
Yeah, that's kind of sweet. He quoted his wedding vows. And
Oh, wow.
there's more big news. This is huge.
Okay.
Democrat Kyrsten Sinema has won the Arizona Senate race. There you go. Scratch that itch. There you go.
Didn't see that one coming.
Boom. Sinema is a former Green Party activist who has become a moderate member of Congress, which led her opponent, Republican Martha McSally, to claim she was just pretending to be a centrist. Pretending to be a centrist. That is the lamest role play. Oh, yeah, baby. You pretend to be a centrist, I'll pretend to be an undecided voter. You just, you maintain that status quo. You find that middle ground, you hear? You reach across the aisle. Sinema is the first woman elected to the Senate from Arizona. Also, she will become the first ever openly bisexual senator. For a reaction to this news, let's go live to Vice President Mike Pence. That's not a still image, that is rolling video. This is just the latest in a very bad week for the president. Case in point, North Korea. Back in June, Trump declared that everybody can now feel much safer than the day I took office. There is no longer a nuclear threat from North Korea because our real enemies are China, Canada, and Acosta. Well, somebody didn't get the memo that North Korea wasn't a threat, and that somebody was Kim Jong-un. Because we just found out that North Korea is moving ahead with its ballistic missile program at 16 hidden bases. 16! We should have known those weren't actually new Johnny Rockets restaurants. Of course, Trump disputes the meaning of these satellite images, tweeting, "The story in the New York Times concerning North Korea developing missile bases is inaccurate. We fully know about the sites being discussed. Nothing new and nothing happening out of the normal. Just more fake news. I will be the first to let you know if things go bad." Okay? For instance, see that mushroom cloud over there? Not good. And Trump's still getting over his big weekend in Paris, where he got a lot of flack for skipping a memorial ceremony because of rain. And after 3 days of stewing about it, he finally thought of a good comeback. Earlier today, he tweeted,
By the way, when the helicopter couldn't fly to the first cemetery in France because of almost zero visibility, I suggested driving. Secret Service said, no, too far from airport and big Paris shutdown. Speech next day at American cemetery in pouring rain. Little reported fake news.
I know it seems pointless to bring this up, but Trump spelled cemetery both right and wrong in the same tweet. And after French President Emmanuel Macron, I trust I'm pronouncing that correctly, made thinly veiled criticisms of Trump's self-proclaimed nationalist policies. Today, the president fought back the only way he knows how, proposing nationalist tariffs.
On trade, France makes excellent wine, but so does the U.S. The problem is that France makes it very hard for the U.S. to sell its wines into France and charges big tariffs, whereas the U.S. makes it easy for French wines and charges very small tariffs. Not fair, must change.
Aren't you losing support with suburban white women? Maybe now's not the time to come after wine. What's next? What's next? Banning book club and Nancy Meyer movies? Trump also tweeted,
Emmanuel Macron suggests building its own army to protect Europe against the U.S., China, and Russia, but it was Germany in World Wars I and II. How did that work out for France? They were starting to learn German in Paris before the U.S. came along. Pay for NATO or not.
France and Germany are allies now in the European Union with a common currency. You can't just pick a conflict from history to make your point.
Also, France, I wouldn't trust Italy. Remember how Caesar invaded your southern province to pay off his debts? Wany, weedy, weaky.
But Trump saved his best Twitter scream for last.
Make France great again. Mfg.
Say that.
Mfg.
I suspect Donald Trump's going to have a new look at his next rally.